What's up, guys? It's your boys, Wolkie, back with some more of the Chris Watts videos, and I definitely want to get into the whole discrepancy on both sides of, did Chris Watts commit all 4 murders, or did Chris commit the 2 murders of Shanann and Nico, and then Nicole Kessinger murder Bella and Celeste? Now, there's been a up and down on both sides on what to believe and what not to believe. Obviously, we can't believe a word that the man says because he's lied here, he's lied there. We can't tell what this man is doing. He's an habitual liar that thinks he told the truth during his lie detector test, which he completely failed. But we have one side where he has been interviewed again by the police about his involvement with Shanann, Bella, Celeste, and baby Nico, that he murdered them all. But then we have a jailhouse inmate that was released and then came to him and said, no, he confessed to me that Bella and Celeste was murdered by NK. So we're going to take a look at both sides right now. So there are people that still don't know about this case. We are going to keep this case alive by looking into this on every single account. So I know there's going to be comments in here. We've seen this, we heard this, we did this. Sometimes people don't hear this and we learn things new. That's why we are here. So if you guys are new here and you guys have not subscribed yet, make sure you guys subscribe right now by hitting that wiper icon down the bottom right. Hit that bell icon next to it so when I do post videos like this one, you guys will get that little ring notification that's Wookie myself has posted that video. And then you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. And again, thank you so very much for the continued love and support that you guys continuously show on this channel. I can't thank you guys enough. Keep doing what you guys are doing, and we'll continue to keep growing because we are almost to 51,000 subscribers, and we're trying to get to 100,000 by this year, and I need your guys' help. But that being said, let's get into the video of the first one, which is going to be Chris Watts' confession at the interview. Some people haven't even heard of. There was a second interview, which we're going to take a look at, and then the contradiction that Chris Watts confessed with his cellmate that Nicole Kessinger was the one that killed Bella and Celeste. So let's take a look.
So when I woke her up, and just like, hey, we just gotta talk. Okay. And just like I told her, I don't feel compatible. I don't feel like this is gonna work. I just, I don't wanna. Like, can we cancel the trip to Aspen? She had booked a trip that week to go to some like
when he could have went
4-star luxury hotel or something.
Just the two of you or the whole family?
Just me and her.
Okay.
And she had Amanda Thayer, couldn't watch the kids that weekend or something.
Okay.
And I was just like, can we cancel that? Can we like do something? Like, from what I remember, I even said, can we move to Brighton just to get away from like this house?
Oh.
But like, I'm not sure if that was like in the beginning or the end of part of the conversation or whatnot. That conversation went so many different ways. Like they'd gone from like staying together to not staying together to just like all of the above.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Half an hour or what?
Definitely not more than half an hour. I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think.
Are you crying? Is she crying?
Yeah, it's back and forth. It's like, she's.
I don't think he was crying.
She didn't wash her face when she got home. She had makeup on still, so mascara was running all over her and stuff like that.
I wonder why.
Yeah, it was nothing about that conversation. I just wish I could take all of it back. Just the whole Nikki thing back, everything. But
So then when did it turn?
as far as that conversation, just at the end when I was telling her, like, I told her I didn't love her anymore. That's when it happened.
What happened?
She told me to get off her, and then I put my hands on her.
Okay.
Did you say she said something like that you were hurting the baby or something?
That was before that, because when I was straddling her, it was kind of like around her waist type deal.
Why did you get on her like that?
I wonder if he was like straddling her and then did this. That's why I'm trying to picture how he did this. I don't want to, but obviously because he says that she didn't fight, which I think is completely BS. This woman was very independent, very strong, and when I say strong, ambitious woman, and so forth. But I guarantee she would have not just sat there and took it.
When we got on the bed, that's just where I got on.
Is that so she would listen to you?
I felt like, I mean, she could probably listen to me just laying beside her, but I got on top of her. And every time I think about it, I'm just like, did I know I was going to do that before I got on top of her? I don't know.
Yes.
Really? That's an interesting thought, Chris.
You
You don't know if
premeditated
you
it.
did.
Just like the whole, everything that happened that morning, I don't know, like I try to go back in my head, I'm just like, I didn't want to do this, but I did it. And just, everything just kind of like,
I feel like you had to.
it just felt like it was, I don't even want to say it felt like I had to, it just felt like there was
'Cause you wanted to be with
always something in
Nicole.
my mind that I was implanted that I was going to do it, and then I woke up that morning, it was going to happen, and I had no control of it.
He literally put his kids to bed, said that this is the last time I will put them to bed because he planned on murdering the whole family. Again, we can't believe a word he says because he could probably have lied about that.
You never thought about it before?
It was just like, I don't want, like when, like you said, like in the sentencing hearing, that prosecutor said it takes 2 to 4 minutes for something like that to happen. Like why couldn't I just let go? I didn't.
Oh, that's interesting.
Why couldn't I just let
Was
go?
it feeling like it was in motion and you just couldn't stop it?
Yeah, it was just like, I don't even want to know what she saw when she looked back at me. Honestly.
A monster.
Did you look at her? What was she doing?
She wasn't fighting.
I don't believe that for a second.
Why do you think she wasn't fighting?
I don't know. Maybe she was praying. Maybe she was just.
See, now he's contradicting himself.
I read the Bible. It said, or the scripture says, don't forgive these people for they do not know what they do. Maybe she was saying that. I don't know what she was saying in her head, but she, like when you guys told me, like, take off your shirt and check for defensive wounds, and there wasn't going to be any. She didn't fight.
But he had marks on his.
She didn't grab. Could she grab your arms, or were her arms pinned down, or?
Not that I remember. I don't think so. I mean, I don't think like
How do you not remember?
to where my knees were around her arms or anything. But it was just kind of like when I got on top of her, we started talking. That was it. It's kind of like in my head, or like in the back of my head, that was gonna happen, and just like at the end of the conversation, it was just like
Blames on the black entity.
I just wish I could have let go.
You could have.
Did it seem like it was that long? 2 to 4 minutes? How long did it seem for you?
Almost kind of felt like it was longer almost, because it felt like time was standing still. It's kind of like I just saw my life just disappearing before my eyes, but it just like I couldn't let go. It was like somebody else, like if you picture somebody else around you, holding your hands, holding you, keep you from not letting go.
He's blaming somebody else than himself. You did it, Chris.
At some point there was a statement about rage. Do you feel like you were in a rage at that point? How
That's the only way I can describe it, honestly. Like a snap.
I wish they would go and ask him stuff now, like actual
I know
investigators.
My attorney had said like some, strangulation is more of like a, I don't know, passionate type thing. I'm just like, I don't know how that can be passionate.
It's not
just
passionate.
intimate, because you're right in
Huh.
there,
Yeah.
using your own hands. It's a lot different than someone standing across the room and you shooting them or something like that. So
It just felt like somebody was like behind me, just like, I just couldn't let go.
It's interesting to me because there was a lot of things in your life that were like that, right? Where you're just like, maybe felt out of control, or maybe felt like, I don't know why I couldn't take a step back, or like
He
you
could have.
said when your buddy was like,
But
sort of
Nicole was in his ear.
wanted to say yes, he just couldn't.
I wanted to, like, I haven't been to a football game since North Carolina, so I was just like, yeah, sure. Like, I wanted to say that.
Yeah.
Now he'll never go to a football game
Just
again.
texted me, hey, babysitter fell through, can't go.
So, then what?
Just,
It takes you this long to figure it out.
after, Shanann was, I guess, once she was gone, it was just like, I didn't know what was going on. It's like, it was like a traumatic, I don't know what you call it, traumatic event type, and everything, and like, I was shaking, I didn't know what had happened.
The adrenaline. He got off on it. He's like, now I can be with Nicole.
I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I had done. I still wasn't in that right state of mind. I don't think like I was in control of what I could think or what I could do at that point in time. Like most people say, like, why don't you just call 911? Why? It's like, unless you're in that situation, you don't know what you would have done.
You should have never done it to begin with.
Quarterback.
I agree with that.
Like I said, if somebody shoots somebody, you don't know what they was going through their mind at that point in time. You don't know what you'd have done.
So what happened next?
Bella came in.
Is that what happened? Bella came in. What she said?
But this contradicts his other story.
Did she hear something? Is that what she came in?
Obviously, I think.
Okay.
I think. He always does that. I think.
I don't feel good.
And then, did that happen with Bella right in that room?
Not in front of her.
What happened?
She walked in as, she's docking up. She was sleeping.
Did you take her back to her room?
Put Shannon in that sheet that you found in sight.
Okay. And what?
Carried her downstairs. Back my truck up.
At that point, were the
He did say in another interview too that he couldn't carry her out of the truck. I can't remember which interview it was. So he said he had to drag her from the truck to the location where he had buried her. So how the heck is he carrying her down the stairs? Just saying.
girls still there? Okay. So then Shanann's in the truck. Then you went back to the house.
Got everybody back in the truck.
Was Bella first or was Cece first?
In the truck.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So Shanann was first, and then Bella was next.
You never
Was
see him
Bella
take Shanann out the front.
alive when you guys got in the truck? Oh, okay. What happened?
I woke back up.
Okay.
I don't really want to talk about this part, honestly.
Okay.
Those are my kids. It's my baby. I have to talk to them.
See, I don't think he murdered his kids.
Every time I see pictures of them, I don't know how this could have happened.
Somebody else had to have been there.
Being a dad was the best part of my life. I took it all away.
I think that's the hardest part for us, Chris, is we see those videos, we see that love that you had for your girls.
He did.
It's obvious to us, and even to us, it's hard for us to understand how a dad who's given piggyback rides and, making snacks and watching princess movies and those kinds of things, how you get to that point,
I don't know. Like I said, it was just like something else was controlling me that day. I had no control over what I was like to fight back.
Yeah.
That's where the whole NK comes in.
Like when that prosecutor said that Bella bit her tongue, like repeatedly, I just wanted to just bang my head up against the wall.
So you put Shanann in the truck, and then you put the two girls in the truck? Were they just sitting in their car seats, or I guess they didn't probably have car seats in your truck, did they?
No, they was sitting in the back with in that bench sheet.
So Shanann was back there too?
She was on the floor.
Oh,
What did
he
they
said he was
say
on the
about
floor.
Shanann being on the floor?
Mommy, okay?
What'd you tell them?
She'll be fine.
Did you have their stuff with them? Like their toys and their blankets and stuff?
They had something with them that they carried one of them. I think at CCM Bella had like a blanket or something with them, like a big
That he
blanket.
smothered them with and then threw them away.
What about the dog? I think one of them had a dog, right? That talked or dog.
Yeah, one of them had like a little barking dog.
Was that with you too? Do you know?
I think it was. Try to. It's hard to remember. Like if
Yeah.
they had like the big blanket, small blanket.
He can recall all
So,
this, but he can't recall
I
a
think
hundred
I
limit
saw,
phone call.
On the video that you put a gas
Bull
can
crap.
or something in the back of your truck. Is that right? Did you have different plans when you put that in there?
I don't know what was going through my head. I felt like maybe I could just get rid of myself at the same time if I was doing all this, honestly.
Yeah.
You just think about that?
Then why would you make a note that said if anything happens to me? Unless that would actually make sense, because if anything happens to me, my wife did it, but then he murdered them first, and then he was going to set himself on fire. He was going to blow up Survey 319.
I didn't feel like I deserved to live after what had happened.
He wanted to be with Nicole.
Was there any thought to the whole family going away that day, to include you?
After everything happened, that's a definite thought.
Yeah. See, it's interesting to me. We had all kind of wondered if there was a point when you were all together and if you were all going to pass together. That to me makes sense, because that's, even though it sounds crazy, that's what a family man does, right?
Family man doesn't do what he did.
No, I know. I guess what I mean is, it seems like you guys were going to be together forever in that way. Is that
But he
what you were
separated them all.
Honestly, I just felt like I didn't deserve to live.
Yeah.
And it was like, whatever judgment I was going to come upon myself,
Well, God's going to judge you.
I just didn't deserve to be on this earth anymore. What happened?
I mean, that's not for me to say, because it's God's will
So
to
what made you not
judge,
do that?
not mine.
Do you think?
I don't know if it was just more of like a, because with the site, maybe it was just more of like, I would have hurt more people than just me and everybody else. Like, I know there's other people out there, not like at the site, but other people like
Yeah, he
maybe
had
out
to
in the
contradict
area.
himself
Like,
right there. He had to.
I didn't want something like on the site to catch fire and blow up, and then other people around would get hurt in the same.
How?
So you were thinking initially about starting a fire out there or an explosion or something, or?
Just no, not for that. Just like maybe I could just take care of myself and not have been dead.
How?
Anadarko was.
That's the only thing you do. I mean,
The thing was, is Anadarko was actually going to demolish that site in September, but eventually did it in December because of everything that had gone on. So if they would have made it look like an accident, they could have used it for insurance policy or purposes and got money back, because Anadarko went under bankruptcy apparently.
I don't have a gun. I don't have anything like that. It's not like you can just commit suicide that way. But it's
So
just
just to
like,
blow yourself up?
I mean, it was just. I wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, I don't have weapons. I've never hunted before in my life. I don't know what. I mean, nothing was right that morning.
Yeah. I remember you kept telling me that. You kept saying, I didn't know what I was doing, Tammy. I didn't know. Like,
Yeah, when you asked me
I
about the
remember-
sheet, like, what were you doing? Like, I don't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
Still
I think you were
blaming
just, like,
somebody
in
else.
Automatic mode, or it seemed like. So did you drive straight out there? So what were you thinking on the way out there?
It's kind of like what I'm doing right now. I'm just like, nervous, shaking, not knowing, like, what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, I know, like, my life is completely changed. I don't know, like, what's happening. Like, honestly, like, I try to picture that whole ride, like, it's like 45 minutes to an hour ride out there. And it's just like,
You could turn back
Couldn't I have, like,
anytime.
saved my girl's life.
You could have
I
saved
done
them.
something. Why did I do it? I don't know.
Could have saved Shanann.
Like, this is my flesh and blood. This is like what I wanted all my life, was to be a dad, just to have, you know, kids, and they love me, they, you know, all that, and it just nothing made sense.
That's why I think Ken and Kay did it.
Like the oil tank, nothing made sense. I'm just like, what the doing?
Mm-hmm. So what happened when you got out there?
I took Shanann out just to a place off to the site,
Mm-hmm.
and then
What were the girls doing when you were doing that?
just sent them back to the truck.
And then what happened after that?
CC was first. She did have a blanket. She had a blue blanket. A Yankee blanket.
She bit her tongue multiple times because if you didn't help, didn't
So
save
was
her.
she alive when she went into the oil tank? No.
I put the blanket over her head.
And that's how she passed.
He did that because he didn't want to see their faces.
I put the blanket over her
Or
head.
whoever did it.
No. I strangled her right there in the back seat.
Okay.
What was Bella doing?
She's sitting right beside her.
Did she understand? Did she know what was going on?
She didn't say
She's a
anything.
smart little girl.
And then the same for Bella? Just without a blanket?
With the blanket.
Oh, okay.
I didn't look. It's like every time I closed my eyes, I just hear her saying, "Daddy, no," and that was it.
That's what Bella said.
She knew.
I hear that every day.
Did you really? Sorry.
Yeah, he has pictures of them in his cell.
It's
Makes
hard
no
to
sense.
take anything back that I did.
I know.
So then we hear a contradiction
Possible.
story.
That in your mind, you didn't want them to suffer throughout their life. Was this like a mercy thing?
I mean, you can say that like after the fact, but it was just like, I don't.
You didn't
I don't
feel like
think
that
so.
during
I
it?
just didn't. I felt like it was just like an anger with Shanann, with everything that I was just taking it out on
He
everybody.
wanted to be
that
with
was in front of
Nicole.
me that morning.
Yeah.
Fresh start.
I mean, kids growing up without their parents, I mean, depending on what grandparents or whoever they grew up with, seemed to be fine. But it was just like, it was an anger thing. It was just like,
And what would he be angry with?
Like if you could pinpoint it.
nothing that makes anybody to want to do this.
It makes no sense.
I mean, you could be angry at your spouse like your whole life, but you should never have done anything like this. You should never let it get to that point.
Exactly. And this is coming from the inmate that was with him that confessed about Nicole.
I was given this number about the Chris Watts case that happened back in 2018. I was in prison with Chris twice at Dodge, and over the time that I spent with him, he confided in me, and he said that his mistress was still in contact with him, and that she was involved in the murders of his family, and that she was never investigated, and he was trying to protect her.
I'm just writing this down.
Okay.
So why didn't they use this evidence?
How was she in contact with them? Letters or phone?
Letters.
Letters.
Yeah. They were in constant communication.
Okay. You say what her involvement was?
She killed the girls, and he killed Shanann. And,
He did all three of them.
no, he killed his wife, and she killed his daughters because they felt that since Cece and Celeste, or Bella and Cece was Chris's kids, that he would have a harder time to kill them. So that's why she was the one that killed the little girls, and he killed Shanann.
How did you say how she killed him?
Yeah, she smothered them, and he strangled Shanann.
And it's not like this guy would have gotten paid for this
How long ago
information.
was this when he told you this?
I'm sorry?
How long ago was this when he told you this?
So was
I
he at
just
the
got out
game?
in February, and I got to Dodge this last time in September. And it was that time that he told me that he was in contact with her and told me the roles that she played, and that she killed the girls and he killed Shanann, and that he was protecting her so she wouldn't go to prison.
Which would make sense.
Okay. Well, I will get this to the person that needs to know. And is this a good number to call you back when we need to talk to you again?
Yeah, that's fine. Do you know what's going to happen, though, with it?
No, I have no idea yet.
Okay. Yeah, can you just, if anybody needs
So listening to that more in depth, like, what is your partake on it? Because obviously we have a 90, it's like 90 to 95% people believe that she was involved. But of that 95% of people, do they believe that she physically was involved, or that she was somewhat involved, as in like planned it or manipulated or and so forth? What is your discrepancy up there? I would love to hear the people that have been here or new people that are coming in. Let me know down in the comments. Obviously, I'm a little perturbed that this evidence that came out from this jailhouse mate, but never, or it probably went to somebody or never went to somebody, and they're just like, you know what, we don't need it. It's fine. Never was this used. Never, ever, ever was it used, because she's not being interrogated, not investigated. I really hope that Chris does go to trial to retry his case, because then maybe Nicole would have to be brought forth, because his confession was not enough. They didn't use evidence on him, which is a joke in itself. So with that being said, please comment down below your guys' thoughts. Please keep it positive. Please keep it non-bullying and drama-free, please. And we will see you guys in the next video. So please take care, be safe, and as always, keep nerding on. And we will see you guys next time.